heck's going on here? You're kidding me. Hi, Brandy. I'm trying to figure out why I have no internet service here. Hi, Julie. Okay, well, I guess we'll start, and I'll just have to wait till it comes back on. But I'm using my data plan, so I'll still be on here. I just won't be able to see a lot of comments. So we're going to do a Halloween shirt. I have this black T-shirt. It is a Gildan. That's the only brand I usually use when it comes to doing T-shirts. I have used Hanes before. I just find that the Gildan is just a little bit thicker and better quality. So, yeah. And we're gonna put the word boo on there, except I'm gonna cover up, it has like little eyeballs and eyelashes. I'm gonna tape that off. I'm just gonna have it say boo, and then I have somewhere over here underneath all this stuff, I have this ghost, and then I have a little smaller ghost, and we're gonna put ghost all over, and I'm gonna put like ghosts on the one of the sleeves, if not both. Get this in here. This is an ink mat. It's sticky, kinda. It's been used a lot, and a lot of times if I don't clean it off, the ink that's on it is dry from the last time I used it, but if I don't clean it off, then the fuzziness from the clothing, yeah, you can't really feel the stickiness much anymore. So once I get it cleaned off, it'll be sticky again. It says it's trying to connect. Checking for network requirements. If it's going to go out, it's always going to go out during a live. How are you ladies doing tonight? Okay, so I want to try to make sure I have this. The ink mat itself is not necessarily in there straight, but I want to make sure that if I'm going to put the word boo, I want it to be semi-centered, because I don't want somebody wearing it and then have boo off to one side. I want it to be kind of in the center. So we're going to do the boo first, and then we're just going to put some ghost all over the place. We are going to use white ink. Find my white. Of course it's at the bottom. Of course it is, right? Okay. There we go. So I think white is going to look the best. It'll show up the best anyway. Doing good. Love your videos. Thank you, Julia. You're good for my ego. So anyway, we will get going. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to tape off the areas I don't want to ink. Yeah. Can't connect to the network. Okay. So glad I pay for internet service, right? And since I'm inking and I'm doing it on cloth, I don't have to fuzz because it's going to be on cloth anyway. And I am going to try and get this to the center here. And I'm just using my Gildan right here in the center to kind of give it a, make sure. I think it's pretty centered. It's kind of hard when you only got 3, so yeah. We're going to call it good. So I'm just going to use a little bit of tape to tape off the little eyebrows up here. Or at least that's what I think they're supposed to be. And then I'm going to tape off the little dots, which are supposed to be the eyes themselves, because I don't really want it to be eyes, I just want it to say boo. It's the great thing about our Chocolate transfers is we can alter them any way we want to without hurting them any, with just by taping them off or moving them around. Okay. Ink. You have a lot more time to play around with ink than you do the chalk. The chalk is water soluble, non-toxic, but since it's water soluble, air tends to dehydrate it, so it dries quicker. Okay, ink, you have a lot more play time. It takes longer to dry, so you don't have to rush with ink. You do have to be careful not to push too hard into the silk screen, because if you push too hard, it can force it down into the fabric a lot more, and it can cause it to kind of soak in and kind of go up under. If you do it for a while, after you've done these inking for a while, you kind of get an idea of how hard you can push without it doing that. I always suggest when people start doing this that they get like an old T-shirt or an old something that they can practice on, so they get a better feel of it. I didn't do that when I first started. I've been doing it for a year and a half, and I ruined so many things because I would press too hard, or it would push with this too hard and it would cause the transfer to kind of lift a little. You learn a lot of tricks doing it and ruining it. So we're going to take our squeegee, and I also suggest when people start out with new, a lot of times, is to take some tape and go around the edges, because sometimes you're not paying attention. Like, I don't know how many times during a live I've been going along and not paying attention, next thing you know I'm off of the edge. Ink is permanent. It will stay on there. You can get it off. This is a black T-shirt, so I really wouldn't be able to use like a Tide eraser kind of pen, because it would bleach out that area. If that was to happen, I would just take a Ghost and put over the top of that area. You wouldn't know. You can always embellish with something else. So like, there's been many times I've done something and I've taken, like, we have the different little symbols like stars or hearts, and I've just and went over the top of that with one of those. Nobody will ever know that you made a mistake. They'll just think that you meant to put that on there. So you're just going to run this through like you do with the chalk. And the white, you will notice when you're doing inks, white is thick. It's almost like a thick marshmallow cream. It has to be thick because it's white, and if you don't get it thick, then the color that you're chalking on, the color that you're inking on, will come through. So like if you're alright, I just did a project with chalk. When you're inking with something and you say you have a red shirt underneath, if you don't get it on there enough, it will, when you heat set it, it will look pink. It won't look white. So you want to make sure you get enough on there, but that is the one reason that the white is so thick, is that it needs to be, to keep that color that's underneath from popping through. Black, on the other hand, is really thin. I don't know why. Of all the inks, black is uber thin. So you really have to be careful, especially if you're inking black on a white T-shirt or something. I love inking. It's probably one of my favorites to do. I love creating things with ink. I do a lot of dish towels for gifts and giveaways. I do giveaways on the beginning of the month. Anybody that comes on, talks during my lives, interacts with me, shares my lives. When I post things on my business page, if you interact and comment on them, you get your name in a bucket. Here's the bucket that's got, we put the names in there, and then on the first or second, depending on when I can get around to it, but it's usually around the first or second of each month, I will draw a name, and it depends on how many names I draw as to how many names are in there. So the more people comment, the more names get put in there, the more prizes get won. And usually here lately it's been dish towels that I'm giving away, simply because I love doing them. and they're easier to mail. I'll be straight up honest, they're easier to mail. Okay. Then we want to scrape off the excess and put that back in the jar. And I have white ink on my fingers, so I got to wipe that off. You can see I have white. You want to make sure when you're inking you do not have ink on your fingers, because you can transfer it to an area you do not want it to be in. I have these. I buy these at the Dollar Tree. I keep them on hand all the time. This is what I use to clean my fingers off with. Just got to remember when, because I've done this before too, so learn from my mistakes. But one time I did this, and except that it was red ink I was using, and I had a white towel I was doing. Wiped my hands off and threw this down, not even thinking the fact that I just threw it on the project, and the ink got on. Yeah. So make sure you don't throw it on your project. Usually when I do dumb things like that, it's during a live, so everybody gets to share in my comedy act. Okay, we are clean. It's over there. And another trick, just so you know, when you're inking, is to pull up slowly. Pull this up slowly, simply because if you missed a spot, then you can lay it back down and catch that spot with some more ink. But it also, fabric has fibers, and if you rip that up, it shocks those fibers and they stand up. And what happens is when they relax, they don't relax straight down, they relax to the side. So now instead of having a crisp line where the boo would be, I would have this fuzzy. It would look really fuzzy and not so good. Not real good. So pull it up slowly. Again, you want to pull straight up and not towards yourself. My finger's going right here. Okay, even though I'm pulling slowly on this, I can still see some of the fibers trying to pull up. So I'll show you a little trick here. Okay, get that off of there. I'm going to put this in the water because it's ink. You don't want your ink to dry in your silk screen because it can clog it and it won't come out. Unlike chalk, that you can just, it's water soluble, so it'll just come up. Okay, so I do have a few little fibers, so I take like this little spatula stick that I have, and you can take a popsicle stick or anything that's thin, and you very slowly just kind of tap it. You don't want to bring it down and drag it across. You just want to kind of very gently push them back over into the area they need to be. And then I usually have, I'm going to get a new one. I'll take one of these, and you want to wipe just in case you get any of that ink on there. You don't want to take the chance of dragging it into an area you don't want. But that just helps, so when they do decide to relax back down, they will actually relax back into the area they should be. Just a little tricks I've learned through doing these so many times. Now another trick too is you can wash the shirt before you do it, and that'll help sometimes getting those extra fibers off, but I did not wash this before. Okay, I think we about have it. Okay, there we go. Good. Now we're going to get, what do I do with them? Oh, it's underneath here. Now I'm not gonna put it like all over. I'm gonna put him here, maybe down here. If I wanted to do him all over the shirt, I would have to do ink a few times, go over to the sink, wash it out, dry it, make sure it's dry, lay it back down. That's a lot of work. That's something I would do like on a Saturday when I'm by myself in my work area here. When I'm on a live, I'm just going to do a few to kind of give you an idea, and then we will take our small one here. He's saying the words ooh like he's being scary and stuff, but I think I'm going to put him on the sleeve right there. Should probably put my eyeballs on here so I can see. Hi Sharissa. Hope I'm saying that right. My can barely see the writing. I usually have my laptop, but somehow reason my Wi-Fi is not working right now. It's not wanting to work at all. I don't know why. Okay. And we're just going to do him in white too. We're going to get a different squeegee since I have ink all over that one. Hi Wendy. How are you guys tonight? So, like I said, it's like marshmallow fluff, really thick. And when I ink, I also try to go in one direction, so either up and down or across, but usually it's up and down. I try not to go up and down and across because sometimes that can cause the silk screen to kind of shift, and then it can cause bleeding, and we don't want that. Then I want to take the excess off, but I want to make sure that I'm not leaving a lot of lines in there. Kind of smooth those lines out. Make sure there's no ink on there, and then slowly pull him up. Okay. Then we'll put one down here, kind of tap him on in there. You guys still with me out there? Okay, grab our little ink here. Oh. So this is, you are using now is ink still. No, this is ink. This is our Chocateur ink. This is permanent. The stuff I used earlier, the stuff we used earlier is paste, is chalk paste, and it's water soluble. And you can use paste on shirts, you just can't wash it. So you want to use the inks, and what is going to happen is I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow I'm going to use my heat press, or you can use an iron, either way, and then I'm going to heat set it with that. So what will happen is I'll take a piece of parchment paper, put over the top, and then I'll use my heat press, or like I said, iron. You want to use an iron on usually for the setting of a shirt, which is usually a cotton setting, about medium, and then you're going to do about 4 minutes on the front there with that on over the top. And then a heat press is like 350 degrees for 30 seconds. I believe that's what it is anyway. I usually I heat set it, and then you can feel the difference once this is dried enough. It'll still have like a tackiness to it. Once you heat set it with that, it's smooth. It feels like it's part of the shirt. It's just, you can't even feel an edge or anything. It's just totally with there. And that will heat set it, and it'll stay on there. You can wash it, wear it, wash it, wear it, wash it. And all of these can be found on my website, which I have pinned. No, I don't have pinned, sorry. I will pin it. I had it pinned in the last live I did earlier. They can be found on my website. The inks can be found on there, the squeegees, everything I'm using, with the exception of the shirt. The shirt you have to buy yourself, obviously, but all of the transfers I'm using right now are on the website. And unfortunately, I don't have internet right now, so I will pin the website when I'm done here. I'll make sure that it gets pinned in the comments. Okay, here we go. Hold on to it. There we go. I'm going to put this in the water because, like I said, if that ink dries in there, it will ruin the transfer. So we're going to get our little one here. We have a little Ghosty Poo here. I'm going to put him on the sleeve. Make sure I'm putting on the right sleeve here. Put him down towards that bottom of the sleeve there. I am going to use and I'm pretty sure that white ink isn't going to go through, but I really don't want to take that chance, so I'm going to shove this in here. There we go. And poor squeegee has got ink all of it. I'm going to get another one. When it comes to inks, I kind of get messy, really messy. Okay. Again, you want to make sure there's no ink on your fingers. Whew. I think we should put a small one on here on the front. What do you guys think? Or just the two big ones? Hi, Kirby. How are you tonight? Thanks for joining. We're inking up a nice Halloween T-shirt. I think maybe I might leave this just the way it is. I don't want to get too crazy. Sometimes less is better. I do like the little, I don't think you can see him, so let me move him over. You see him? Not very well. I don't want to pick it up because I don't want it to get, you know, fold onto itself and get the ink on the parts I don't want it to be. So I will take pictures of this when I'm done heat setting it tomorrow and post it to my page so you guys can see. But this is inking at its finest. I love inking. I think it's awesome. I can make my own shirts. I don't have to buy them anymore, you know, like holiday ones. I'm excited to make Christmas ones as soon as that gets closer. I made some last year too, so I'll have to pull those out and wear them too. Julia, I like the way that it is, but one won't hurt either. One small one on the front, you think? About where should we put that? Down here or up here? Bottom or top? Thanks, Sharissa. Or Christine, sorry. I'm having a hard time seeing the comments because they're so small and I'm blind. I'm not gonna, even with glasses, I'm blind. My Wi-Fi isn't working, so because normally I have my laptop right there, so the comments are fairly big and I can see them. So if I call your name wrong or I misunderstand what you're trying to get across, I am so sorry. So Julie, do you want to do one small one at the top or the bottom? Top or bottom? Top. Up by the collar, maybe? Maybe way up here on the shoulder. We'll put him way up there. And we're going to move him down a little because I just stuck ink on the shirt and I want to cover that up. See? You can fix anything. Top. Got it. So that's what I did, is that when I was tapping it, I had gotten ink on there and I didn't realize that I got ink on the shirt. So I just moved it down a little bit and we're going to ink right over that spot that I just stuck on there, and people will never know that I messed that up. Except you guys. Don't tell nobody. Okay. Make sure there's no inky poo on there. Boom. I'm going to put him in water. I'm going to put this over here so I don't stick my shirt in it. Okay. Try and turn this around so you guys can see a little better. Oh, there you go. T-shirt all ready to go. I will heat set it tomorrow and I will be ready to wear it October 1st or whenever I want to. I can wear it year round if I want to. So this is a great way to make Christmas gifts, or obviously not with ghosts, but it's a great way to make your Christmas gifts. I mean, so if you're thinking about joining or you're thinking about wanting to do what I want to do, you can send me a message. I'll send you the information. I won't hound you. I just, if you want the information, just let me know. You can message me on my business page. I'll be more than happy to pass that along for you. If you have any questions, thank you for showing up and thank you for joining me tonight. Probably won't be back till maybe Monday night, maybe Sunday night, but probably Monday night. I usually spend the weekend with my hubs. We go do things together and we play card games and spend time together. Thanks, Christine. Thanks, Julia. Thanks, everybody that showed up. And have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. Be kind to one another. God bless and bye.